Hey guys, thanks for joining. It is NFL Draft Day, and I am so excited. I'm Oscar, and today I want to talk to you about protecting your investments. If you buy and sell football cards, the market can jump up and down pretty dramatically and pretty quickly. So there's a lot of signs during the draft that will point to whether the team is going in a certain direction, whether it comes to a quarterback or a wide receiver or a running back, for example. And so I want to tell you about a quick personal story that happened a few years back. And I also want to talk about something that happened last year that I think will hit home for basically everybody watching. So let's jump into it. So it's 2014, the 2014 NFL season, and the Rams had selected Zach Stacy. He was actually selected in the fifth round, and he started off with kind of a quiet rookie season. But midway toward the end of the season, it looked like he was going to have a decent year, and he actually ended up compiling, I believe, it was almost 1,000 yards, about 950 yards, about a half dozen touchdowns. But he looked like a promising rookie. Drafted in the fifth round, almost 1,000 yards his rookie year, starting for the Rams. I figured, okay, I'm going to start buying some of his cards and let's see what happens. Because he wasn't that highly touted of a prospect, not every manufacturer put out his rookie card, but he did have a National Treasures rookie card, RPA, rookie patch auto. So I started buying these up. This was several years back, but if I remember correctly, I was paying about $35, $40, maybe $50 max, something like that for these autograph patch of Zach Tracy. So first year comes to an end. His cards start to increase a little bit during the offseason, and the draft comes. And I'm super excited. I love the draft. And I wasn't thinking at all about Zach Stacy during this draft, right? I invested probably about $800, maybe $1,200 max into a bunch of Zach Stacy cards. And I was basically just waiting for the next year. Then the draft comes, and it's the Rams' turn. And with the number 10 pick in the 2014-15 draft, the Rams select Todd Gurley. I bet you heard of him. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute, okay, so Zach Stacy just almost had 1,000 yards. It's his first season. They're not looking to replace him already, right? Okay, I was wrong. So instead of going to eBay or to Facebook forums or to my friends or whomever and trying to get rid of these Zach Stacy cards, I kept them. And I thought maybe he's going to be splitting time. I thought maybe he'll outperform. Maybe he'll outperform Todd Gurley. So I was confused, but clearly the Rams, with the number 10 overall pick, went in a different direction. So when the season started and Todd Gurley was getting all the love and all the action and all the hype, I'm still hoping and holding on to Zach Stacy cards. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe Todd Gurley, something will happen. Maybe somebody will get traded. Maybe. None of that ever happened. Zach Stacy was delegated to what was a second or even third string. He kind of rebounded with the Jets, meaning he got another opportunity, but nothing ever happened. And guys, I held on to Zach Stacy's cards way too long, and I lost 90 to 95% of my total investment. 90 to 95%. So it's a word of caution, because if you pay attention to the draft, I saw they took Gurley. It was the 10th pick. Teams don't take a player in the top 10, 20, even in the first round, that they don't expect to come in and contribute right away. So seeing that the Rams took Gurley with the 10th pick, I should have immediately just cut my losses. I would have lost maybe 20, 25% instead of 90 to 95%. Guys, I literally lost, I think it was about 95% of my money. So let's jump forward. Let's take a look at last year and the year before that. Anybody have any idea what I'm about to talk about? Josh Rosen. So 2 years ago, the Cardinals need a new franchise quarterback. And it just so happened to be the same pick as Todd Gurley, but the 10th overall pick in the first round. So Josh Rosen gets drafted. He's looking like he has some potential with the Cardinals. Didn't have the greatest rookie season, obviously. But the next season comes along, and with the first overall pick, Kyler Murray. So if you were investing in Josh Rosen at that time and hearing that Kyler Murray was going to be the pick, knowing once he got drafted that Kyler Murray was going to come in and he was predicted to start, he did have a connection with the head coach that drafted him, just came out of college. So it was a lock that Kyler Murray was going to be the number one pick. If you didn't go to eBay and sell your Josh Rosen cards at that time, you're probably down about 60 to 65% already. Now Josh Rosen is on the Miami Dolphins, and he is a backup. Does he have the potential to come back and maybe in a year or two, reclaim a starting job and so on? We'll see. But if you didn't get rid of your Josh Rosen cards at that time, you would have lost a ton of money. So if you think about this year's draft, there are several teams that need quarterbacks. There are also several teams that, of course, are going to draft, running backs or receivers. The Chargers right now, they have Tyrod Taylor. Are they sold on Tyrod Taylor that he's going to be their starting quarterback for the next few years? He's not necessarily that old. Or are they going to go in a different direction and draft somebody in the first or second round to come in and basically replace him? The Jags is another really interesting situation with Gardner Minshew. Guys, we all love Gardner Minshew. He was amazing as a rookie. The stash, I love it. But I just don't think he has the holding force to be a starting quarterback in the NFL and be very, very successful and very productive. So do the Jags take him? Another interesting one is the Raiders. There's been a lot of talk that maybe Derek Carr isn't Gruden's guy. So do the Raiders come in and draft a quarterback to basically replace him? And then, of course, two of the more popular ones are the Patriots with Stidham. Not very many people feel that Stidham is necessarily their long-term solution. So do the Patriots trade up and draft Jordan Love? There's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors about that. So that's an option. And then, of course, the Saints. I would pay a lot of attention to what the Saints do because Drew Brees only has a year or two left. I don't think Taysom Hill is going to be the solution. So do they go in the first, second round, draft a quarterback, which would be a huge red flag for Taysom Hill? Or do they not draft a quarterback, maybe until the 5th or 6th or 7th round, which could actually be a huge plus for Taysom Hill because now it looks like he might be projected as the starter when Drew Brees leaves. So there are a couple of other teams when it comes to the running back side that I'm really curious about and curious to see what they do. Kerryon Johnson of the Lions. Some people have the Lions projected to take a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. If that happens, then clearly they're not sold that he's their future at running back. The Dolphins just picked up Jordan Howard. I don't think he's their long-term solution. I think that they're going to look for a back in the top 2 or 3 rounds to come in and replace Jordan Howard, or at least have somebody long-term that they can count on. And then, of course, a really interesting one because of Tom Brady and because of Gronk and how much attention they're going to get are the Bucs sold on Ronald Jones, for example. So there's a bunch of different factors that determine whether or not the team might be going in a different direction. And one of the most important things you got to look at is where was this person drafted? There's a very big difference if the team drafts a quarterback in, say, the 1st or 2nd, 3rd round versus the 5th or 6th or 7th round. So, like, for example, with the Saints and Taysom Hill, if you've invested in Taysom Hill and the Saints go and draft a quarterback in the, say, 2nd round, 3rd round, I would be very hesitant. I would pull back a little bit and I'd go and sell some of my more expensive Taysom Hill cards. Now, say they draft a quarterback in maybe the 6th or 7th round, Brees is going to be retiring. They're going to need another quarterback as far as the depth chart is concerned, so that wouldn't be as big of a red flag. The same thing with the running back situations. Jordan Howard, for example, he started gaining some momentum in the card market several years back. Does he bounce back with the Dolphins? My guess is probably not. So whoever the Dolphins pick up in the draft, say in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, could have a really big impact not only as a rookie, but long term. So again, guys, where these skill positions are drafted is usually a big indicator on whether or not the team is fully vested in a player in that position right now. So as the draft comes along, and if you're invested in, for example, Gardner Minshew, if the Jags draft a quarterback in that 1st or 2nd round, which a lot of people don't think, but if they did, guys, sell. A high draft pick is a strong indication on what the team thinks of the person who's currently in that position or what they think of that position overall. So I hope that helps. Good luck with your team today. I can't wait to see what the Giants do with the number 4th pick. Hope you get what you and your team are looking for. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you love it, I would love to have you subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, guys.